have this every day, don't we? Going home time, smashing up the classroom.
Based in the London borough of Lewisham, New Woodlands is a unique primary school. It provides schooling for pupils that the mainstream schools in the area find difficult to cope with. Children who've been excluded, children with challenging behaviour.
We have 60 boys actually in the school. We have pupils aged as young as 4.5, believe it or not, up to the age of 11. There was a time when we would never see a child under the age of 9, which for us is rather worrying because a lot of the younger children haven't made the early attachments they need to.
Yes?
My mum cleans up and does the washing.
That's the role of your mum, right?
Backgrounds vary enormously. There's so many different reasons why children come here. The thing they have in common is that they need help to monitor their behaviour, work out strategies for possibly coping with their anger feelings.
1, 2, 3. Together.
It's trying to modify children's behaviour so that they can actually function successfully, whether it be in mainstream school and in life in general.
Fit for another day? We have boys from all range of situations in the school. Lots from one-parent families. We have lots of looked-after children in foster care and children's homes. So there is a massive range of challenging situations, I think, for these children. It's really important that as a senior management team, we greet the children off the bus because you can tell that they've had breakfast, that they've had a good night's sleep, that they've had a row, and if they're tired, then we can ring up the parents and find out why they're tired and find the root of the problem.
This is New Woodlands School. New Woodlands School.
Yeah!
Nathan's been good. Excellent.
Very good.
If a child gets off shouting, screaming, you can start to deal with it. And often just a quiet word, take a deep breath, come and have a chat with me, is all that's needed.
Obviously.
At 9:30, we have a whole school assembly where all the children come into the hall, which I also think is a crucial part of the day. Yesterday, we had some children who actually went and played football against another school. This young man was mentioned because I don't know if you know it, but he is a particularly skilled footballer. Do you know what the teacher from the other school said to me about this young man? He managed to pass to all the boys in the team. Did you realise you were doing it?
Yeah.
For example, I would think of a focus that I'd agreed upon with the staff that we'd be thinking about that day. Perhaps unacceptable levels of name-calling. Cussing other people's mums, fantastic. Nico?
Think before you speak.
I think these children, it's very pleasant to feel that you're part of a whole group. And this school is a community.
Coming to help you, Clinton. Yeah, I am. Martin. Yeah?
When they go back into the classrooms, they follow then the national curriculum for the morning. And that is quite structured. They will do their literacy, followed by their numeracy. The best therapy to us is education.
Each class has no more than 8 or 9 children, with a teacher and at least 1 teaching assistant.
Because you're not fair.
What? You don't think I'm fair?
No, not at all. Not at
I
all.
work with a Year 6 group. They're actually young boys that like music, like sport, but very lively, can be quite aggressive at times, quite loud, argumentative. They're getting to the stage where they're becoming young teenagers.
You've got to take your protractor.
Just have to be quick thinking, on the spot, sense of humour, and be able to react to different children in different ways. No day is ever the same, no minute is ever the same.
Come with me.
Come with me. Come on.
Who the fuck do you think I'm Freddie?
JJ, well done. You two stay exactly where you should.
What's happening?
Is that going to stop you being right? Is that going to stop you being right?
Over there. Why are you at the door? It's the wrong place anyway.
No!
Why are you at the door?
I'm just looking.
Right, okay, I want you in.
New Woodlands has a special chill-out room where the pupils can go to calm down, discuss their feelings and try to sort things out away from the classroom.
Talking, or were you having fun?
Kevin runs it on a daily basis. His work is never ending.
To the back, I must have stepped on his foot.
Liz, can you come in?
There's been trouble that morning on one of the buses bringing the children to school.
If you'd stayed sitting in your seat, yeah? And then when the gentleman said, right, you can get off the bus now, if you'd got up, stood up, walked down the bus, come off the bus into school, none of this would happen, yeah?
I said, don't touch me again, yeah? Then he thought, right, that's it. Then he said, I'm taking you to the headmaster.
Kevin bases himself in that room for most of the day. They like to talk to him when he's on his own. Sometimes I'll be in there as well. There might be an issue that the boys felt hasn't been dealt with very well. And then we say, OK, that's your opportunity then. Now's your time. You've got your room to yourself. Tell us. And then if possible, we can help. They might like just to sit there. Very often Kevin would say, do you just need 5 minutes? They might have dug themselves into a hole in the classroom, got into a real dispute with their teacher, and unless they absent themselves from that they can't cope with it. So to go into that room for a few minutes, they get their pride back.
Can we drop our pencil? Thank you very much. That's better. Robert, here.
We do take children from 5 to 11, and some of them have attention deficit disorder, some have conduct disorders, some have oppositional defiance disorders, some it's just gone wrong in their primary school. I think there's lots of reasons why it is boys. I think that there's a lack of male role models, not just in families, but also in primary schools in particular. I think there's a gross misunderstanding of boys because you get a lot of boys, boisterousness and just generally wanting to get stuck in and enjoy themselves as being read as not fitting into a classroom situation.
A crucial aim for the teaching staff at New Woodlands is to get as many pupils as possible reintegrated back into mainstream schools. This is a gradual process and begins with some pupils attending on a part-time basis.
I have 8 boys in my class now. 4 of them are now at mainstream schools. 1 boy does 2 days a week and 2 boys do 3 days a week. And the other boys have seen that and they're really now keen to achieve what the other boys have. So I'm really pleased that they have experienced that so that they have something to work towards.
Miss Blackie's BLACK.
Well done. For myself, it's building a relationship with each individual child, knowing what works for them, knowing what doesn't work for them, appreciating the positive sides to their characters, and they all have them. It's finding them and then getting them to accept the praise, because in the beginning it's difficult for them to accept because they've been so used to the negative remarks.
Have I got the best handwriting in this class? No.
Everyone's got lovely handwriting in this class. It's not going to happen overnight. You can't click your fingers and change these children. You've got to keep on working. I knew what I was coming to because I had experience with children with emotional and behavioural difficulties before. That after the first week, I thought, my goodness me, what have I done? This is going to be difficult.
This is just knocking them down while I'm like...
They would fight each other. They would throw things around the classroom. They would pick up chairs and try and throw them. They would climb out of the windows. They would climb on the roof. They would kick each other underneath the table, try and annoy each other behind my back and then lie about it. It was very stressful, if I'm honest. But I knew what they were doing.
I went B.
If you know what they're doing, you can understand why they're doing it. And then you're halfway there.
I spelled blue again.
Sometimes I step back and I look and I think, wow, how have we done that? Has that really happened? That they have come together as they have, and the fact that they can do it.
9, 18, plus 10, you've got 28, right, 2, OK.
A core element of the New Woodlands philosophy is the school's reward system, where points are given for good behaviour and taken away for bad.
Just look at those numbers and think.
It provides the pupils with positive incentives.
And the children come in each day and they don't have any points, and it's a bit like us going to work and you have to earn your money. And they can get up to 100 points a day. If they earn more than 425, then they're entitled to do an activity on a Friday afternoon. But the key is, he with the most points gets the first choice.
What will happen tomorrow for those people who have earned all their points?
Go out to the park.
For those who
So there's quite a big incentive for children to behave. And the more they actually behave and engage with it, the better their behaviour comes, so you can wean them off this extrinsic motivator, so ready to go back into mainstream school.
Do you think if you put it right, you can still get your full point? Excellent. Pat yourself on the back. So well done for trying. From my record here, you've got 100 on Friday, 100 on Monday, you've got 100.
The reward system and very clear boundaries is essential for a simple reason. A lot of the children don't always get it at home, which is why they think it's okay to wheel and deal when they come to school, and you get big children having tantrums because adults have said no to them. And really, school needs to teach them how to fit into society.
Morning, Mr. Brown. Is it convenient to do the activities?
Hello. Tree.
I tabulate the points, and on a Friday morning, I go into each class with a list of what the activities are. They might be a trip to an adventure playground, some cooking, a trip up the park to play football or go on a BMX bike. And it's all about wanting to earn things, to make yourself feel better and to realise that the more effort you put into something, the happier you feel. So I'm going to start with your highest point earner. We have Robert, who got 500 points. Congratulations. And we have Sai, who got 500 points. Congratulations.
It's absolutely vital to monitor their behaviour on a daily basis. We monitor the chill-outs, we monitor the times of the day, the flash points, whether there's a pattern, whether it's the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, the end of the week. All those kinds of data are really important because they can actually indicate that maybe it's every Monday a child kicks off and he has a bad day. To find out the why, you have to know the whens. And nearly always, with all the children, there is a definite pattern to their week.
Now, let's look at the other thing. Stereotype. How can we stereotype people? In what way do we do that? Yes.
What we really look for in the staff here is men and women, who are very sound primary school practitioners, and people who are prepared to perhaps go that extra mile when taking these children forward so they can achieve.